888-573-5335. Got Eddie in Orlando, Florida. Been holding patiently. Eddie, how are you?
What's up, Mark? Eddie from Orlando. As you know, the old Jim McElwain hater, Dan Mullen lover from a few years ago. You gave me like 5 minutes to vent. I love that story.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
all my friends about it.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of the expansion. I'll tell you why. It isn't so much to do with what's happening on the field today. It's the possibility of building parity in the world of recruiting tomorrow. I look at some of the literature that Alabama uses to recruit guys like Alex Leatherwood out of Florida, who was a Florida commit, who then turned over to Bama. And I see them using the championship trophy. And they're not lying. Today, if you want to play for a championship and you're a five-star recruit, you're looking at 3 or 4 programs. And the rest of us kind of get, I don't want to say the table scraps, but we don't get first dibs on Devontae Smith and Alex Leatherwood and Trevor Lawrence and those guys. They literally put the championship trophy and they say the process begins here. And the rest of us are lying to ourselves if we think we have a chance to jump Alabama year in and year out. When I look at the last 5 out of 7 recruiting classes, and they are number 1, the last 5 out of 7, we're all being ignorantly hopeful that we can do it with what we have on the field versus what they do on the field. And so my big belief on the expansion is by expanding the playoff, we make it a probability that you can stay home and go to USC if you're Bryce Young or DJ from California, and you can go to UCLA, and you too can play for a playoff. Today, that's just not possible. You put Alabama on the field with UCLA, they're going to beat them by 35. And that's happening until we can find parity in recruiting, which is the lifeblood of winning college championships. And today there's 3 or 4 programs that get to promote that as a reality. And in my opinion, and this is as a Bull Gator and a season ticket holder, the rest of us are just being hopeful. And that seems to be the reality. I think expansion can help lead to parity. And that's what I'm excited about in college football.
Let me ask you this, Eddie. Whether the playoff stays at 4 or goes to 12 or any number in between, don't you think the combination of Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State can continue to grab 5 stars and continue to develop, which they've proven, and get in a championship level in which everybody else is chasing anyhow?
I do think they can get there. I just don't think it'll be as easy to pull Bryce Young out of California. I don't think it'll be as easy because the level of talent at USC will continue to rise because the kids will realize, hey, I get to play home and I want to play for a college national championship and I don't have to go to, Death Valley, Clemson to do it. I don't have to be DJ going to Clemson. Not that he won't, but I think it allows for more parity in the game because the possibility of playing for a championship is actually there. And I think that's the beauty of this. And people say it's going to water down the regular season, but I fight back with this. I'm like, the non-conference schedules will get weaker. And I'm like, yeah, but how about this? How about Florida with Kyle Trask had to go to Clemson as round 1 of the playoffs last year, that being reality. I want somebody, when I'm partying having a bourbon the night before in Death Valley as a Gator fan, somebody tell me how that just dissolved or ruined college football.
It doesn't. But I will say this, though. There's a great story in 247 Sports by Chris Hummer, which I wanted to get to today, and I know I'm not going to. I'll do it on Monday. But, just because you get a 5-star doesn't mean that 5-star is a dude. You still got to develop players. And that's why if you go back and read the story by Chris Hummer in 247 Sports, it's fantastic in terms of breakdowns of, number one, the number of schools that have been able to, number one, land 5 stars, and what do those 5 stars do going to the NFL as far as being developed once they're on a college campus. I think you'll be surprised at the numbers. I do. I'll leave you that as a tease.
Yeah, thank you so much for the time today, Mark.